Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Clash with Barndo. Tonight I'm going to be doing a session, probably only going to be the two attacks, but what I want to do is show the attack on number 2 and my learnings from that, and then we'll go from there and I'll re-hit that with Clan Mascot, and then from there I'm going to do number 1 with Barndo 81B. So what we had here was, it's a fairly standard sort of base. You see this quite often now, giant bombs around the outers, and then Teslas and stuff in the core. So it wasn't hardcore base, but I think I did assess it a little bit wrong. So you do see a little bit at the start. What did I start with here? I think I started with earthquakes. That's a bit of a standard combo I do use, just to simplify it and make sure it's definitely open so your queen goes. But I think possibly it might have been an overuse of spells, and instead probably could have got away with a jump. So, and then obviously have that extra spell. So you see I've started archers to pick these outside buildings. It's important, if you're not drawing clan castles, very important that you get those buildings done, so in case the eagle doesn't go down, you definitely get it. So I'll just pause after the next one. So you see the eagles opened up now. Now the plan for me was specifically to have the eagle target the left hand flank, but I probably should have had it target down the bottom here. There's only two point defences, and then you started running around, whereas up the top there was the queen as well as 2 point defences, and then of course further in you had that expo, but both sides had the expo. So really I think I may have got that mixed the wrong way around, and possibly just a touch too early on the left hand flank, because what happens now is the queen will aggro onto that left hand flank, the wizards will get shot down by that mortar, and that queen just runs amok. So you're also seeing now the king's in midfield, but he's raged and gets drawn to the queen over the giant bomb, and that's like, holy shit. So the hound now coming over to the queen, that's going to give me grief, as obviously I've used my poison. She is raged, she's got the full effect of the rage, but has to pop. So it's lights out, you're not going to get there. The golem's up the top. Obviously there's a lot of extra tanking up the top there, but that's because I didn't get that mortar broken on the left. So did get the 50%, still golems running around. So it just comes down to your golem pathing, and you've got to make sure of those kinds of things. So we'll speed that up. Couple extra percentage, always worthwhile going for that extra percentage, no matter where we are. It's a fairly simple war for us. We are the 2 Town Hall 10 bases above, so we've got 8 with boobs in it, and they've only got the 6, so it was fairly out of whack for them. So it gives us a bit of freedom and a bit of room. We've had the 2 1-stars at the start, but then we've had a pretty big hit, 89%. That was Jaco, one of our 10s, came very close to 3-starring that. So what we learned from that, the hit I've just done, I'm going to do a slight variation and trial something. I've not really done an attack where I've used hogs too often, but I'm going to attack this base differently. And I probably should have assessed this a little bit better. What I'm a little bit worried with sometimes is that eagle laser. I'm probably a little bit too worried about it. So the eagle laser, it isn't the end of the world. It does 250 per hit, 750 damage. If you get the town hall down, and you got to remember too, it's got 4,000 hit points at level 1. I think it gets 400 bonus at level 2. So 4,000 hit points is double an inferno. So you've got to. That's a lot of damage that it's going to soak, and if you're going to hit into it, you need to be completely aware of what you're getting unit-wise. Are you getting enough wizzies and the queen to get up to it to kill it? And I just didn't on Barndo 81B's attack. So what I'm going to be doing is hitting in from the king side, and there's possibly a giant bomb here, possibly 1 or 2 giant bombs over there. So for me, I'm going to be hitting over that side. What I'm going to start with is I want to hog with my clan castle troops that archer tower, and what I've probably considered is I'll go the archer tower to the wizard tower to the cannon and use the heal there. That inferno won't touch it, so they'll all heal. They're possibly a giant bomb, so I'm not sure. A little bit of point defense and a bit of splash, so I need to, that'll break that side. And what I'm going to do when I've got that drawing at the same time is I will use a couple wall breakers to open that, because I'm going to use a couple giants. Yeah, and I'm also going to be wall breakering over there, and then I've got 2 jumps, one to jump in the middle and then into the center. So the jump is a bit of an emergency. I want to take the hound that comes out of the clan castle. I'm hoping the balloon doesn't get a chance to do too much. As long as I kill those 3 defences, I'm happy. So I don't want to use poison. I'm going to drag the clan castle up the top there, kill it with some minions, then poison the remainder. So it's a little bit of a complicated opening, but I'm hoping I've got the goods to do it. I'll obviously not start any of the side buildings because I've got the hound. It's just a simple case of making sure I think about that, and when I start my main raid, I've got to get them out somewhere through there. So we'll have a look at my army. Only 6 wall breakers. I need to enter 2 points where they need 2, so it gives me a spare 2. I've got 6 giants, 4 golems. So I'm going to use 2 giants down there at one stage through the raid, so they go through and tank for some whizzies. And then I want to use 1 golem and 4 giants up the top, and then I'm going to use the remainder of all of my golems in the centre force to push in there. Obviously got the warden as well. Yeah, so that's the plan. It's a bit drawn out. Pretty much starting with hogs, wall breakers, and then I'll draw the hound and the loon up top here with wall breakers as well. I've got to make sure, yep, couple barbs. And yeah, hopefully I'll get it. Hopefully I'll make it 2 and get some percentage out of it, and we'll go from there. Alright, I've just looked at it a few times, but yeah, you know, none of us like stuffing raids up. You can plan until you're blue in the face, but you know, sometimes things don't go to plan. I only have level 4 heal on this account. It is something I need to work on. It's hard, as this is obviously a rushed account to get key units, and then it's grown and grown and grown into what it is now. Where are we? Yeah, that should be right. Let's have a go. I just didn't check whether I was on ground. Alright, let's get this party started. Where's that going to be best effect? In there. Probably should have been a touch to the right for those. Yep, they'll split up. That's disappointing. So I did put them in the wrong spot. Let's now get the wall breakers over here. I didn't even check the range of that. Got to get that loon. Still got to get probably one more. I will need to hold on to those archers. Missed that loon. Alright, so I can't drop my archers yet. I've only got the 2 left, and that's for the camps. I've got both points opened. Poison will mop up that loon anyway. Alright, let's get going. I want to go my main force first. Where are we? A jump there. 1, 2, 3. Now I want to golem up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is my queen not going in? Let's pop that. What have I got? Can the wizzies go anywhere useful? Not really. Still got my queen. Nothing for these wizzies. Let's get some percentage there. Pop my queen just in time. What's she stuck on? That fucking eagle. Alright, well, only 57. This is one of my accounts. I don't know, I've got a bit of bad voodoo with it sometimes, but yeah, scraped in for the 2. Pretty happy with that. I'm just going to pause it now and swap accounts and have a crack at this number 1. Okay, back again. I've had a bit of a break, so just a couple of attacks going, and yeah, just having a squiz now. So this is their number 1. He's got the Eagle level 2, Max Warden. He's got a couple of other things. Where was it? I think he's just leveled the rest up normally. So what I'm thinking for this base is I might actually tank the Hound. So I'm expecting it to be a Hound. I'm going to send 1 giant there, and when I do that I'm going to send 3 wall breakers to try and open in between the cannon and the air defence, and then I'm going to take, you can see the range there, range of all of those. That camp will be free to an archer. So I'm going to take the Hound over to this corner and tank it with the healer. So that's that, and from there I would like to get some percentage down in this corner. You can see there's 2 buildings there. I'll probably put 2 archers on that. That's quite a high hit point building. I want to make sure that's gone. So yeah, what I plan on doing is using the clan castle, which has got a giant and a golem in it, up the top there with 2 remaining giants. So it's only 1.5 golems. I don't think it needs 2 full golems over there. There's going to be a giant bomb, no doubt, just underneath that cannon. But that's not going to aggro the king. It's not going to aggro the queen. So they'll get that side and clear at least those 2 defences. And what's going to happen here is, sorry, I've got 2 golems to go down the bottom. There's quite a few point defences there. So I do need quite a few wizzies to, probably half a dozen, to make sure they clear through nice and quick. And then I want to come in here, of course, with my main, which has only got 2 golems. It's also got the king, queen, and what else are we looking at? Extra few wizzies. So I do have 1 freeze. Unfortunately on this account it's still only level 2. Oh no, what account am I looking at? Oh, that's him. So mine are only level 2. Bit of confusion there. So as you see, level 2, it's one of the last things I've done on this account, because a lot of attacks you just don't need freeze. They did increase it to 5 seconds at level 1, and obviously the 0.75 from there, so I just sort of mucked around with it since then. But yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do. Hopefully I don't suck ass this time. We do have the 8s available to be able to open, but I do hope that I will get this regardless. So 1.5 golems on that top side. I've got 2 golems down the bottom and 2 golems there. I'm thinking I might use the 2 golems down the bottom there first, and then the 1.5 golems up top, so they'll take the aggro from the Grand Warden, the Eagle Artillery. This side here can't really take 6 point defences, because that's obviously high, just over the touch of a does 110 DPS. So if you compare that to a Archer Tower at 98, it's actually higher than that. So you're going to have a lot of point defences down the bottom there. You just can't afford to take the Eagle Artillery at the same time. So that's my rough plans. Hopefully I don't suck ass, And yeah, let's give it a go. I just want to double check the range on that. So I need to be aiming for that Wizard Tower slash Elixir Collector. Double check my army. I've got 8 wall breakers. I only really need to use 4, but I'm going to use 3 at the top, 3 down the bottom, just in case one gets hit by a point defense or something like that. So yes, when I do these guys down here, I'll have to use the wall breaker. So I don't mind if I use them all, because I have got one jump to get over that section there. I'm not too stressed about using a jump there. I think it needs to happen because you've got that Wizard Tower, you've got a mortar. You just can't really run the risk of having a fuck about with it. Level 2 freeze. I feel disgusted. Alright, let's have a look at my earthquake. I'm going to chuck the earthquake in there. Now let's get one giant down. I wanted the giant to go there. Perfect for the wall breakers. Alright, let's get a poison down. I don't really want to hit the hound. I would have preferred to have missed it, but I definitely do want to get rid of that loon. Alright, let's start walking. Ah, Jesus. That's a bit shitty. Righto then. Lucky I've got extra. There we go, healer's going. Now I've got one archer left for down there. That sucks arseholes. Big hairy ones. Now I want to go two golems here. I'll start 1, 2. Alright, so they're going. Let's get that going in there. Do you know that bloody king? What's hit the queen? Everything's gone off. Sorry, a fair bit of silence there. As you see, I'm doing shit house. That's a definite 1 star. Good percentage. The trick worked, but that wall section there caused me a bit of grief. It caused everything to pat around the left and the right of it. So good old squiggly lines beat me. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. We'll have to have a look, and someone will come and beat it up. As you see, you know, a lot of us are still fairly new to hitting these bases. That would have been a fairly simple base without the Eagle laser. It's a level 2. It's all out of damage, so it's not that they're shit units, but it's getting used to them, and that's why we've got a fair bit of room there. And I didn't bother with an open because I sort of need to get prepared for it. So big hit from Dion on their number 3, 82% to the Queen Walk / Go Whiz. Really good attempt. Bit unlucky at the end, but yeah, that's the wrap up for me tonight. Hope you've had a bit of a laugh, and clash on.